The Herriot Way is a 52-mile long-distance path running through the lovely Yorkshire Dales National Park. It visits many of the places associated with the famous vet known as James Herriot. Join me and Rachel as we hike and camp our way along this spectacular trail. It's a glorious morning out there. Slept really well, but I was really tired. We ended up doing about 19 miles yesterday. It was a long way over Great Shenna Fell, but stunning scenery. But we're going to have an easier day today, probably about 10 miles, possibly a wild camp on the high route between Keld and Reeth. So checking in a bit. Here comes the sun. We're just about ready to set off. We've just had a coffee, bit of a luxury. This campsite is a lovely campsite. It's got lots of facilities. You can even charge phones. There's a little takeaway bit in the reception. So just had some orange juice for vitamin C and a coffee, and then we'll be setting off back up to Thwaite, and then rejoining the Pennine Way for a bit before branching off a different way to Keld. So I'll check in later. We've just retraced our steps to Thwaite, where we'll be joining the Pennine Way for a bit towards Keld. I think we've got a bit of a climb at Kisdon Hill there behind, but all good fun. Just take it nice and steady. There are tea rooms. Looks like it's for sale, so I don't know how long there'll be tea rooms, but there are at the minute if you come in this way on the Pennine Way. It's a great view, that. Back over to Thwaite in the valley there. There's our campsite far below us. We've climbed up Kisdon Hill, and it was quite a steep climb, a bit of a pull. We're doing a stop in the shelter of a wall for a bit of a breather. So now it's onwards and downwards to Keld. Lovely scenery.
Barnabas says hello.
Ma. We'll catch up with you later. We can just see Keld in the distance. We've been told there's a cafe in Keld, so we're going to find it and stop for a wee break. Here we've reached Keld, one of our milestone stops for today. So we're going to take a bit of a breather here, because we came down a really steep stony track. I did manage to fall on my bum, but luckily it's a soft landing, plus the rucksack cushions it. So all good, no damage done. So yep, have a look to see what delights Keld has to offer. But House is on the coast to coast, the Pennine Way and also the Herriot Way, and it's obviously where walking boots come to die. Found the cafe, stopping for some lunch, gonna have some toast. It's a lovely spot this. I didn't even realise there was a cafe in Keld, so it's quite welcome. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm all right. I've taken my boots off because my feet feel incredibly hot and sweaty.
Mine are off as well because my feet are incredibly hot and sweaty. Just leaving Keld now, and this is a route I've done quite a few times before because we're now on the Pennine Way, the coast to coast, the Pennine Journey and the Herriot Way. We're just heading off into the hills again, so wish us luck. Kisdon Falls. all good fun.
Crackpot Hall was built in the early 1700s as a farmhouse before becoming the headquarters for the local lead mines. When the mines closed, it reverted back to being a farmhouse, but was abandoned in the 1950s due to subsidence. I remember reading about two women who lived in the Dales in the 1930s who wrote books to document the old way of life, and they described coming to Crackpot Hall to visit the family here, and they described a young girl called Alice who was a bit of a wild child. She used to go off into the hills with her two white cats, and for years everyone thought Alice was a figment of their imagination, until she was finally traced a few years ago as an old lady living in Carlisle. I actually listened to the radio interview with her, describing her early years in Crackpot Hall and her pets and the animals she loved. It was really interesting, but I imagine it must have been quite a hard life as well. I'll put a link to the interview in the description below.
What a view to wake up to though.
This whole area was changed forever in the 1700s by the arrival of the lead mining industry. The hillsides are dotted with the stony ruins of abandoned mining buildings and scarred with hushes, narrow ravines created by damming water and forcing it down the hillside to strip away the vegetation to expose the lead ore beneath.
We're going to have a break amongst these old ruined mine buildings. Just take 5 minutes because we've got a bit of a climb coming up. Steep little pull up here. After a steep climb, we're now reached a track over the moors. It's just lovely, just splendid isolation as far as you can see, and hills, heaven. There they are, the old ruined mill buildings. It looks like we might better get to have a cheeky wild camp down there. Certainly a gorgeous spot anyway, and there's water on tap. Stunning. Couldn't get any better than this. This is going to be home for the night. A room at the old mill. Ooh, tents up. What a spot we've got. I think this will make a great campsite inside this old building. But it's not really beside it, there's just a wall behind us. There's nothing that can fall on us. Other people have camped here before because we can see the remains of a campfire, which is a bit naughty because don't have campfires. Gas stoves are the way to go. So yeah, we're going to pitch up in a bit and then get some tea on. Smash in. With a brew on the go. So tilt it around a bit, you can see what's behind me. Got a wall behind, it's a really sheltered spot. So the perfect wild camping pitch. Cheers. I'm in the tent now. It's raining. You hear it raining against the tent. but luckily we're safe and snug inside our tents because we got them up and everything organised before the rain started. So see what it does. But we're okay anyway. It's not too windy. So we're going to get some tea on in a bit and then just chill. It's still raining, still holed up in the tent, and this is tea. Fusilli with spinach and walnuts. It actually looks quite nice. One of the more palatable tent meals. So can't wait to dig into that. I'm quite peckish now. Today's been quite a shorter, easier day, which is good, which is what we needed. So we're having a good rest. I know it's raining, but we're still having a good rest, which will stand us in good stead. So, yep, perhaps speak later.